Oh, it looks like we've just hit the fish but with feet segment of the game, where I can only assume that the character designers have completely run out of ideas. This should be a fun one. Welcome back to Late Night Nerdery. I'm your intrepid host, Mr. Late Night. We are back in Final Fantasy I, just outside Crescent Lake, to try something a little different. We're going to go slightly out of order in the game. Normally you would do Gurgu Volcano at this point, but instead we're going to take a detour and go get an airship. That will help considerably, and then we'll jump into an optional dungeon. Now, normally it wouldn't have been an optional dungeon, but we'll get to that. Here we go. So you want to head north along this coastline, and there's a little river right there. You could jump in your canoe. You no longer need a port. Your canoe can come right from the ship, and we'll fight a Hydra and an Ocho? Okay. Yeah, I get the Hydra. Not really sure why Ocho. Okay. Alright. So you take this river, and it's going to lead us around. And another level up. Wasn't kidding about not needing to grind anytime soon. Alright. Right down here, you follow this around, and that. And here's more of those fish with feet. Yeah, that's odd. Okay. Asps. Yeah, we can kill that. And right up ahead is the aforementioned ice cave, right there. Now a fair warning, the ice cave is full of crap that loves to kill you. This is a lot of wizards, and they still hurt a little bit, though nowhere near what they used to be. Now they're running from me, that's kind of good. But they're the least of your problem in the ice cave. You've got all sorts of enemies called mages or fighters that can kill you immediately using the rub spell, which is an instant death. You've got sorcerers, which I'm told can kill you with a single hit, though I've never actually seen that happen. You have images and wraiths hit fairly hard. I believe there's a dragon in here somewhere, and there's an eye, which we'll use to get a little bit of experience, since it's, though it can petrify you or kill you in some way, typically you kill it first. So just follow this around. So far it's a pretty straightforward. There's the mages using rub, and I'm dead. Yeah, that's why I said don't fight mages or fighters. They're kind of the same thing. Oh, cockatrices. They will turn you to stone. There's one of the sorcerers. They can stun you with trance. I don't know if they can kill you in one hit, though again, I have heard that. I saw that in a walkthrough somewhere. A single mage we can beat. They don't take a lot of hits. It's just that their rub spell will kill you. Same goes for sorcerers. They don't really take a lot of hits. You don't want to fight more than a couple of them. So we're going to keep running from a lot of these fights in this place. Sooner we're out of here, the better. This room, you can get that. It's just more to sell. Flame Sword's good if you're actually playing through. Puts you in this room. Heal up, because now you have this fight. Again, run away from it. Now that marsh there will hurt you if you walk around in it, so we're just gonna run through it and come down here. Hop up here. Wizards. The main thing with this cave is just to hope that you don't wind up getting killed by mages and or fighters. They're really the worst of the place. It does not look good for Kenshiro right now, though. Now it's looking a little bit better. You're gonna have a lot of healing to do there. One heal potion, nice. Okay. You don't really need any of this stuff in here, but 10,000 gold doesn't hurt. Now there's a hole there. If you jump, that stairway leads out, but the hole there drops you here. And this is the aforementioned eye. When we fight him, it really only takes about a hit. And there's the floater stone for the airship. We'll fight the eye a couple more times because it gives a lot of experience and gold, and really, unless he gets lucky with an instant kill, like XXXX, which isn't going to do anything right now, especially when you have high HP. You may want to keep your HP up for these fights. But he only takes a hit, and it's an easy way to level. I'm really only going to grind to the next level. There it is, 25. Alright. You have to fall back down to here. I'm sure you recognize this spot. We'll take a slight detour over here and get in here to get some items. We might as well to keep our gold up, because after this we will need gold. A frost dragon. Now, he can use blizzard, which is strong, but for a dragon he's pretty weak. So much for that. I would have assumed a dragon would put up more of a fight than that, but okay. You can note how much gold we have at this point. I don't think we even need to worry about that for the rest of the game now, but we'll fight the centipedes, we'll run down to the stairway. And we'll get out of here. That'll be the end of the ice cave. As I said, this can be a dangerous spot in the game, but it's not that bad when you're over-leveled, and it's really not terrible if you just figure this is the objective, get through it as quickly as possible. Not a place you want to hang out. Alright, so we're out of there. We'll save, we'll heal up. Okay, so when you get back to your boat, you want to follow it south along the shoreline again, past the port we came into before, and you'll see down here there's really no way back in by that desert, which is our goal. So there's a little river next to it, right there. Fight some trolls. And we'll run into the desert. We'll go to items, use the floater, the airship begins to rise, and there it is. Now you can take it back here, save your game. Okay, so now we're going to do the Castle of Ordeals, which normally would be quite vital, but here it's really an optional quest. We need to get to the north, like that middle section by those islands. It is to the northwest. So we need to go south. Let's go around the world. We'll go along this shoreline. Now, for any normal game you're playing through of Final Fantasy I, you need to do that because you'll get a class change by doing the Castle of Ordeals. You get the rat tail, you can give that to Bahamut, and you will change classes. But for a black belt, it doesn't give you any extra abilities. You don't get magic, you don't get stronger, and worse, when you gain levels as a karate master, I believe you gain 1 magic defense per level. And with a black belt, it's 3, I believe. I don't know if that's a visible stat on your status screen, but I do believe that is the case, making you stronger by never taking the class change. So we're not going to do a class change, but we are going to do this because why not? Possession of the crowns required. Okay, we already had that. Sit on the throne. Now here, it's a bit of a maze, but every time you go through the lower pillar, the bottommost one, is the way forward. So, like that, you'll take the bottom of the 2. Over here is an item that is useful for this character called the Zeus bracelet. And the Zeus bracelet, you don't have to wear it to use it. If it's in your inventory, you can actually use it in combat to cast Lightning 2 on all enemies. This can be useful to wipe out a bunch of enemies where it's going to take you a lot of turns. Instead, you could do it in 1 turn sometimes. So we're going to make use of that, though it won't be extensively what we're relying on. I'm mostly going to use it to save time. Here's those zombols that you might remember from the Fingertip Peninsula, but they're really no trouble. The mud golems are much stronger. I'm going to fight a couple of them. They do give very good experience, though they hurt. Yeah, we'll level up right there. And we'll move on. The bottom one is there. Even though it wraps around, that actually is the bottom pillar. Here's those sorcerers again. Though at this point, they're really not much trouble. We'll beat them. We'll go in this room. Nightmares. That's a new enemy for right now. And we'll beat them up. Heal staff. You could keep that in your inventory. Same thing. You don't actually have to use it in order to heal with it. Or rather, you have to use it. You don't have to equip it, I should say. An ice sword and a gold bracelet. Now, the ice sword is really good for a fighter right now. Probably the best sword you get for a while, but of course, we don't have a fighter. More gold. There's the rat tail that you're never going to use on this playthrough, and you have to fight 2 zombie dragons who were really not much of a problem here. Oh man, they give even better experience. Onward we go. The airship back. Take it north. Now, there's a town up here. It's not far from where we just were. You may have seen it when I came down, right in the middle of the mountains. It's called Gaia. And Gaia is the next spot you're going to be in. You can see what you can get here would be Cure 4, Harm 4, Ice 3, and Break spells. And there's some equipment available. Now, we're going to sell off a little bit, but more importantly, there's that Pro Ring. Now, the Pro Ring protects you from death effects. Instant death spells are now no longer a concern if you wear it. Now, that will drop your armor, but I'm going to have to check the gold bracelet and see if it actually has high enough defense. If it does, we could wear that in the Protect Ring. Right now, we don't need it. I'm not worried about instant death spells at the moment. And so next we have Gurgu Volcano, right here. With a gold bracelet on that, it's 32, which exceeds my level. And so, we're going to go with it. And so, we'll see you next time on Late Night Nerdery.